think it is, isn't it? Freya did say he's coming, but I hope. Yeah. It's connected.
Right. So, we're back for another one.
Hello.
How many people? How long have we been? You said 20 minutes?
15 minutes now? 15?
Oh, more
yeah,
shit,
15
yeah,
minutes.
how are we doing? How's life?
15 minutes.
Yeah. I was just thinking about you now, to be honest.
Oh.
I seen you follow the page. I was going to message and say you followed now.
So cute. No, I usually followed my cave page. I think the cave's only started now.
He has only started.
Yeah, well, maybe yesterday he followed me as well.
It's never personal with me. He's realised that. If anyone's realised that, Murshid's realised that. It's never personal.
Yeah, it's Frey coming, man. I'm hungry, man.
I don't know why. Why we asked him to get you some food?
I've asked him to get me a burger.
That's my Murshid for the people that are in the
It's
comments.
okay. You can send love to us.
Was I saying,
Is it coming?
we're going to have to end it at 10:50 anyway because Isha's
Bad
doing
time.
at 10:50.
Bad time.
I've got to do the Jamaat at 11:10 as well, so back on them now. So we got to be more vigilant about that.
Anyway, I wouldn't say no to a New York
New York
crispy.
crispy. I've not even
I was
had
meant
a
to
New
have
York
that yesterday,
crispy
you know.
burger. I've never had a New York crispy.
I was meant to have it yesterday, but I was stuck.
Is that the type of burger that they dip into the, what do you call it?
Spicy dip burgers. But you can have the normal
burgers.
ones.
I don't like them burgers, man. I don't know where they got that new style from. Right?
Manchester?
Yeah, exactly. That's what
Money
they copied it from somewhere.
Yeah, it's a money concept.
Once they get it going somewhere.
I was meant to have it last night.
They copy that thing everywhere. Anyway, today's podcast, what I wanted to concentrate on and focus on with the World Cup now being 10 days away, 11th of June it's starting, hence why I chose this topic. The top 10 number 10s, or the 10 greatest 10s to have played in the World Cup. And there's been so many great number 10s in the history of the World Cup, right? And there's no better place to start with O'Reilly, the king, the man who's defined, whose whole footballing history and career and story is defined by his... He is the World Cup, 100%. The man who's won the World Cup the most times. 3-time World Cup champion.
The poetry word or not The World Cup nata.
Edson Donas.
Edson Dos Nascimento.
You made me forget his name.
Dos Horas.
We're on about Pele, basically.
Pele.
We're on about Pele.
You know my boss now in Rochdale. He's got a signed Pele shirt and a signed Maradona shirt in his.
Uncle B's got a signed Pele boot.
He was best mates with
Pele.
No.
I wouldn't be surprised if you pull out something.
Bill Nicholson. Bill Nicholson.
Bill
Kenwright. The Everton
Bill
chairman.
Nicholson, this guy. Who's Bill Nicholson? You probably. Bill outside the golfer, Bill Nicholson.
That's Phil.
Phil Nicholson. There you go.
Phil
We'll
Nicholson.
probably call him. You're off it, you, mate. Anyway,
Oh, food man.
Pele's a boot. Yeah, Uncle V's got a signed boot.
He's got a signed boot by him. Yeah.
Pele in
He's got his thingy. And he told the story.
Obviously, arguably the greatest player of all time. Brazil's greatest ever player, no doubt about it. What this man did, scored over 1,000 goals in his professional career. Maybe in his back garden, maybe for Santos. Who cares? He was Brazil's all-time top goal scorer with 77 goals. 1958 World Cup. 18 years old, this man burst onto the scene as a teenager and scored a double in the final against Sweden 5-2. What a goal, one of the goals where he flicks it over the guy's head and on the volley. Scored against Wales as well in the semi-final. He announced himself to the world. Not more than the world of football, but to the wider world in culture. This guy was the first superstar from football. Football's original OG superstar was Pele. You know, there's a famous story that I shared about him from the 1970 World Cup, Mustafa. He was the first man that any brand ever paid to advertise, right? And what I look at the story, when Puma says to him, well, it was between Puma and Adidas, but Puma said, we'll pay you 70 grand if you tie your shoes, your laces, in the very first second, or you tell the referee before you blow the whistle. And he goes, why? And everyone was wondering why. Look at the genius of Puma though. They go, because the cameras are definitely going to pan in and say, you know, what was he doing here?
And that was Puma's make or break.
Yeah, it was and then obviously Johan Cruyff was the one who became
took it to the next level.
The next level he took it, but Pele was the first one. He's the first man to be paid for advertising in football as well. Like I said, probably the first one. He's the guy that took football to America first time as well. New York Cosmos, right?
Him, Franz Beckenbauer, Claudio Caniglia.
It was him and Franz Beckenbauer.
Caniglia?
No, Caniglia was in the 90s.
Not Caniglia. What's his name? No, there was another one.
George Best went in that time as well.
No, there was another one at New York Cosmos. There's another one there.
Oh, who cares, man? You said Beckenbauer and Pele now. Just get on with it, Mustafa, for God's sake. I wanted to mention the great moment of Pele that I love, right? And it would have been the greatest. I think it would have been one of the greatest
Oscar Cardoso.
World Cup goals of all time, right? Where he dummies the goalkeeper. Oh, unbelievable dummy. Unbelievable, sells him. And then
what's the
just an inch past the post, right? And then halfway Pele night lob that he went for as well.
What's the guys? The commentator was a bad boy commentary on that dummy as well.
Buddy Davies.
And it's Pele.
Yeah.
He's gone through one goal and he's missed.
Just goes 1 inch
And he's gone wide of the post.
Unbelievable.
Frame
What a player, man. 3-time World Cup. In the 58, like I said, he won it. In 62, Brazil won it, but Garrincha was the main man at the 62 World Cup. He's the one who won the golden ball. Pele was actually injured.
Garrincha and Didi.
He missed it. In 66, he got kicked out of the World Cup. And then in 70, he came back triumphantly as the de facto leader of that team, the 30-year-old, scoring in the final very famously. The first World Cup in technical that was as well.
Yeah.
Every World Cup before that was
in black and white.
And obviously dominated that, like I said. So Pele was the very first footballing superstar, and the World Cup was the thread of this man's career throughout.
Well, he is World Cup.
He is the World Cup.
He's synonymous with this trophy. Yeah.
That man, well, even more than this one actually. He was the first. He was the
What's up with
Jules
Ronaldo's
Rimet
on?
trophy. It's a Jules Rimet trophy that he is more. What must have been too much. Right. The Jules Rimet trophy was the one that Pele was more associated with, as we would say. As the second number 10 that I want to pick, obviously, is this man right here, the GOAT. El Pibe de Oro. Diego Armando Maradona missed out on the 1978 World Cup as a 17-year-old, which absolutely angered him. He went to the 82 World Cup where Claudio Gentile absolutely man-marked this man out of that World Cup, ripped his shirt in half.
Gentile would go in the all-time.
Possibly could go into the all-time, right?
Yeah.
But he ripped his shirt in half. He gave Maradona an absolute lesson in man-marking, a lesson in how to deal with the greatest of defenders and the hardest of defenders. They put him through the ultimate test. Played against Brazil. If I'm not mistaken, he got sent off against Brazil in the 1982 World Cup, right? And then going into the 86 World Cup, there's a lot of talk about Maradona. Does this man have the temperament? Can he do it? Can he be the...
Is he the Kempes of today?
Kempes was the
well, in the 78 World Cup, he won.
He was the flag bearer.
But this man was already touted. He was the youngest professional of all time, if I'm not mistaken. 15-year-old, he made his debut, right? For India,
at that time,
juniors at that time, right? This man set the whole world alight. Everyone knew the talent he had. He was about the temperament. Could he marry the temperament with the talent? Otherworldly talent that God bless this man with, right?
He started sniffing cocaine and look, he won a World Cup.
Whatever it was, right? 86 is the peak.
There's no greater temperament control.
86, right, is the peak of any individual football tournament in the history of football. The most successful dribbles, the most everything was going
it's the
to
greatest
one
singular
goal against Italy, the performance against England, on the backdrop to
Belgium.
That was in the semis, but the backdrop to the England, that's my favorite World Cup story of all time, Mustafa. The more I hear it, the more I see it. The Falklands War, they were going, this man was pumped. He was ready. He was ready to bury the English that day.
90 though.
He's
swearing everyone.
This is what I mean. Maradona just transcended the game.
Italy more than anyone.
He put him in half the whole country, right? Because the game was in Napoli and they're playing against Argentina with Italy. And they got through on penalties, right? That whole World Cup, they were the dirtiest team at the World Cup. They were, I think, in every knockout phase other than the Brazil game, the quarters, it was penalties, semis penalty, and in the final, they lost to a penalty in the end, right? Andreas Bremer's penalty. And Maradona was obviously not at his best, but he was still the leader of that team. And then in 94, look what happened. Crazy. One of the greatest goals again. If you want to do a top 5 goals, Maradona could do his own. He's got his own top 5.
I want against Belgium sick.
That's what I'm saying.
Bad boy goal.
What an amazing goal, Mustafa.
Against Belgium,
he in on 3 of them in the middle, then goes the other way and just dinks you over the goalkeeper.
You know what's sad? Modern day football fans will say that's nothing.
Oh, they don't know, man.
You know why? Oh, it's yesterday's playing again.
No, that's better than what Messi does today because of the standard of the pitch.
Standard, exactly.
And the way he's playing.
Stage?
That might be.
Is that what we think it is?
Nah.
Is the real goat here?
The goat, my goat. That's my goat. Right? Anyway. What you know about? That is my goat, right? What?
I'm just picturing him right now. Totti!
Mom might be watching, they're gonna kill you. They're gonna kill you. Anyway, going back to Diego Armando Maradona, El Pibe de Oro, one of the great number 10s of all time. Of course, the greatest number 10 in my opinion, right? And the World Cup, again, the same way I said about Pele and O'Reilly, it was this man's dream. When he won the World Cup, the first person he rang was his mother. Is a very famous audio clip of him and a video clip as well. people have made shots of when he rang and he goes, Mom, I've done it for you. And she goes, you made me the proudest woman in the whole world today. And he goes, I did it just for you. You were my inspiration. You were the biggest reason that I won this World Cup. And I've done it. I've completed my dream. And then in 1990, nearly led them again. Like I said, in 94, they had a phenomenal team as well, you know. Batistuta,
Yeah, 94.
Redondo,
It was set
Simeone,
up for him to not be there.
Maradona. Yeah, do you know
The
what?
drug test straight after, blah, blah, blah.
Look at
It's
one of my most inspirational and motivational sports stories is him getting ready for 94 World Cup. Remember I showed you?
in the USA.
Sick mate in the bloody wilderness of the USA. He just
Waking up at 6:30.
6:30 in the morning, shave, splashing. You know what these trainers said, right? Because he was coming up, he was trying to get sober.
They said he
right?
shouldn't
And
have been there,
He was
yeah,
going
yeah.
cold turkey. He goes the way he was shaking off the sweats whenever he had one. 2 o'clock in the morning, he goes, Maradona would be stood at the doorway and he'd be shouting my name, fully ready in his tracksuit. And he goes, get out. He goes, he'd start the run before me, and the only time he'd stop is once all the sweats come out, and he goes, that's it, I don't have that urge no more. You know, but brother, that Peruvian, it wasn't Peruvian, that Colombian white in the 80s, right? This guy had access to man himself. Pablo called this man to La Hacienda to play in front of him and to entertain. This guy had access to the white, to the Puro, to the white Puro from Colombia in the 80s. He had the
This life has gone fucking
he had the direct line, Mustafa. He would stay on the phone, mate.
This life has gone fucking
No wonder Napoli won it all. When you're on the Puro, you don't know what's going on around
Who
here.
import
It doesn't
off
matter
our
if flipping Berezzi or Maldini flying in for
we done it.
tackles. He's already flying. I
It
can
feels
tell
like
by
we-
watching
It feels
Diego.
like we've taken a bloody life.
You see him in 94 going in the camera. It's like you're on the bloody Puro with him, mate. His eyes are popping out of his end.
The best one is when he's getting ready for the UEFA Cup and he's fucking jiggling his bloody hips and that.
The ultimate, what do you call it?
Jürgen
Warm-up
Klopp
video of
in
all
the,
time, man. In the
Jürgen Klinsmann saying that we were
Getting ready for the final, and we just stopped because we're never going to see a moment like this
it was
ever again.
unbelievable. It was unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Well, you say felt no pain. You know, we're on him. You know, his story in 82, the butcher of Bilbao.
Yeah, for Barcelona, got broken.
His ankles got
This guy
destroyed. You
went
know,
through
he
all of
wasn't.
it. His story's the best. That's why
Pele is the goat.
he overtook. No, Diego Maradona's the goat.
Oh, sorry, Diego's the goat.
He
Yeah.
overtook
There you go. That's my moment.
every challenge that he had. He overcame it.
unbelievable.
Every single challenge, and he had the greatest of challenges in football.
You know what's really
He took on
cute?
the greatest challenge with taking Napoli to where he took
was
them
really
at that
cute?
time. What?
A moment when him and Pele just do headers together.
Yeah, there was
What a cute moment, eh?
Yeah,
He said, "There's only one thing I want to do in my life, and it's just do headers with you."
just share
He
headers
probably
with
was
you.
like
Wanted-
coked up at that point as well, because I don't think he really
Because
cared
every
about
time
that.
we used to talk about Pele, was the right. Well, that was more
He
the
hated him.
media that. pitted
That
us
was
together.
that was just before, if I'm not mistaken, Pele's announcement as being the greatest player of all time, and then they had to give Maradona a special one.
No, that was FIFA doing the award in 1999, doing the poll.
But I'm sure
of
that
the greatest player
that
of the
video was
last
done as
100
well.
years. No, that was after.
Was after, yeah.
Maradona said, because the people on FIFA's website, I think 60% or 70% voted
Voted
for
Maradona, but because of
And
his
FIFA
scandals.
Gave the, what do you call it,
Yeah,
award
yeah.
Pele.
I read
not
that the other
because
day.
it was said because of his off-the-field antics and this, that, and the other. Right?
Yeah.
So Diego, it was the second number 10 that I said that. I'll tell you another great number 10. After Zico 1982 World Cup, that's one of the greatest teams ever to win the World Cup. 1982 Brazil, Zico.
Oh shit!
Great words. Over
Yeah.
Say he scored
We didn't put him in the list,
One
but
of the greatest players of all time, but wonderful.
Udinese.
And that's where a lot of the elders, they talk about it because they've seen him at the 82 World Cup.
Yeah.
Because a lot of his career he spent in Brazil. He spent it with the Flamengo, if I'm not mistaken.
Udinese,
Right?
yeah.
No, Udinese was only a couple of years, Mustafa. It wasn't long. And it was very shocking the fact that he chose to go Udinese at that time because obviously, Barrera, if you
they
look
were
at Italian
great-
football,
they were
right, all
great
the foreign
teams.
players, every single team had a great foreign player. It was 3 foreign players.
Roma,
at that time, or 2
yeah,
foreign
yeah,
players
two
within the
at
80s,
that
right?
point.
They all had great. In Fiorentina had Blue Socrates, Udinese had Zico, Boniek and Juventus with what do you call it, Platini.
yeah.
You got what do you call it, the Dutchman at Milan. You've got
Falcao at
the
Roma.
Germans at what do you call it, Inter. Falcao at Roma. Every single team had a great player, man. Brilliant footballers all over.
Napoli,
Italian
yeah,
football
obviously.
in Serie A.
Maradona at Napoli.
Maradona, Caraca up front as well. What do you call it?
Not that Falcao, you Wally. He's going to say Falcao.
Radamel
bad boy.
Falcao, yeah.
I know who that
Falcao.
is. You went to the
Then the same World Cup I'm talking about from 82.
Cerezo was in that team as well, wasn't
Tonino Cerezo.
he? Yeah, I'm sure he was in
I'm
that.
sure he's in the 70s team in 1970. He's part of the build-up in that goal where he
No, who's the
Pele,
other Brazilian that's in the Roma team? There's Falcao. There's another one.
Oh yeah, it was Tonino Cerezo.
It was Cerezo, innit? Yeah, I thought so. Come on,
yeah.
yeah.
For Roma, it
Come
was.
on,
Oh,
Steph.
I didn't know you meant for Roma.
Come on,
No, I
man.
didn't know. Obviously, well, I'm not saying you don't know your
Come
stuff.
on,
man.
man.
But, you will know your
You
stuff.
son of
What
a
I'm saying
good.
is,
I had to take the lamb off me. Yeah,
that was good, man.
yeah.
So what do you call it? Falcao's goal, I was going to say in 82 when he's wide-eyed and
Yeah.
against Italy, they lost that game. Paolo Rossi.
Same hat-trick.
Hat-trick, and Italy won that World Cup.
What a
in
story,
82.
yeah, Paolo Rossi's.
That whole story is brilliant for Italy. You know, very similar to Calciopoli that in 1982
Yeah. And Paolo Rossi was never meant to go.
Yeah, he rocked the whole.
Yeah. Because he was like front and center of the whole scandal.
The match fixing Sunday, he won the bloody.
Was he at
off the back of that 82
Was he at Torino first and then went to Juve?
I don't know, pretty sure. Couldn't be.
Sure, yeah,
right.
sure, something like that.
Michel Platini, another great number 10 that played in World Cup,
Oh.
1986 World Cup. Unfortunately, after the 84, no, I wouldn't put him in my list. I'm just mentioning as an honourable mention. I wouldn't put him in my all-time World Cup number 10s because there's better number 10s that I played in the World Cup.
Was he going the all-time top 10 number 10s of all time?
Yeah. For sure. You have to put
Despite
Platini.
his...
It doesn't matter about that. That's the same as Maradona. Then, and this is what I don't like about. That's the most famous. And that's the most ironic picture in football history. That when Maradona has got no to drugs and he's got no to match fixing. No to match fixing and no to drugs. They both got done for that. The most ironic picture in sports history. I forget flipping football history. Honestly, that's crazy. That is because 20 years later down the line, they both got done for. When Maradona got done for it, whilst he was there, and Platini when he became the president of UEFA, and now he's obviously it's kind of sad. You know what? I put my hand on this man. I was gonna wear his shirt, right? For me, one of the great number 10 stories ever. The 2006 World Cup. Francesco Totti, you legend, broke his ankle, Mustafa, in February of that year. Broke his ankle, brother. And they were saying he's going to take 6 months to recover. He went around looking for the best surgeon and the number one surgeon.
Spalletti the coach at the time?
Of Roma. The coach of obviously Italy was Marcelo Lippi. And the deal Lippi made with him was, he goes, if you can get fit, all you need to do is get fit, right? Up to 80%. And I guarantee you I'll play you, right? The guy had, I think he's got still, up until this day, up to 20 screws put into his ankle to put it in the right place, Mustafa. The physio, nobody knows this about this, the story, but the brother is mental, Mustafa. He couldn't even walk for 4 weeks before the World Cup. He was going through physiotherapy, pushed himself right to the bloody that, right? I'm pretty sure Diodora, the boots they made him as well, they made it especially around the ankle, they made it so that it covered his ankle. 3 assists at that World Cup. The winning goal in the round of 16 against Australia, the eye of the tiger in the 94th minute. The performance against Ukraine was a match-winning performance, right? And most of his passes at that World Cup, I swear down, check it out. Most of that passes, the guy played one touch. The game against Ukraine, there's the quarterfinals against Ukraine, nearly every single thing Francesco Totti did off his first touch is mental. That's how good he had the picture of the game in his head, mate. Totti was mental at that World Cup, right?
So disrespectful.
I've got a picture on my phone. I need to share this picture on social media. No, it's behind Zidane, and Zidane's looking, and Totti's staring at him. What a picture, man. The two best number 10s at that World Cup. Zidane, obviously, we're going to move on to him at that World Cup. Oh, my God, brother, I'm going to cry and get emotional talking about Zidane's story at that World Cup. That's why this is just as good, because this man won it. He won it with this.
Well, despite.
Oh, he played the 120 minutes against Germany in the bloody semi-finals. The goal in the build-up to Totti's, Del Piero's goal by Cannavaro. He puts his hand to Cannavaro's chest. He goes, stop right there, lad. I'm taking over right now.
That's one thing.
Francesco.
When was the last knockout phase you went to after that?
Pupone. I don't care, Mustafa. I've seen my team win and I've seen my nation win it. They're not my nation, but my adopted nation. Francesco Totti, unbelievable story at that World Cup, right? And that, what? They don't even talk about that. People talk about just Roma with this guy, right? Yeah. I'm telling you, if Totti didn't go to that World Cup, I don't know if Italy are winning that World Cup. He was our best player. He's facing Lionel Messi now. So there we are. There's another shout going.
To Italy nata.
Well, let's stay on Italy. Who do you think I'm going to go to now? The great number 10, the man who dominated 94 World Cup, Roberto Baggio, the divine ponytail, the man who died standing. The saddest World Cup story, arguably, ever.
That'll make me more
single-handedly, Mustafa.
Did you see his quote a few days ago?
No, what was it?
He goes, I wanted to kill myself at that point. He came out with a massive.
Have you ever seen what Pep said about him? Pep's tribute to Baggio brings a tear to your eye. He goes every time I watch. That's what I'm saying. I'm Brescia. He goes every single time after a match. The guy would be more or less in tears and he'd be asking, man, your life, just take my knees off my legs right now. He'd ring his mom after the game and say, Mom, I don't want to do this no more, but for the next game we get ready, right? 2 ACLs before the age of 21. 2 ACLs before the age of 21. Italy's greatest technician. Italy's greatest ever attacker. Italian Maradona. What a player, man. Unbelievable. This guy is football. It's pure fantasy. And at the 94 World Cup was the magnus opium of this man's career, the peak of his career, man. What a tournament he had there. Single-handedly, Mustafa, honestly, against Spain, he gets the goal. Against Nigeria, he gets the goal. In that year, there's Albert Ireisen.
There's no like...
There's no super.
Baresi.
No, Baresi, you know Baresi's story at that World Cup? After the first game, he missed the whole World Cup.
He missed the whole World Cup after, yeah.
He's unbelievable. He came back from the final, Mustafa.
Yeah, Angelo Peruzzi was in there.
Okay, no, Pagliuca, I'm sure was in there. Mustafa Baresi came back from the final.
Yeah.
He just about got, it's like the top. Crazier than Totti.
Yeah, just about survived, yeah.
The whole tournament was getting with the fit, yeah. He comes up against peak Romario. Guess me, watch it. I'm not lying to you. I've seen the individual highlights. Yeah. I promise you, Lord, now is the greatest World Cup defensive final in the final ever. This man, Shaq, put the handcuffs on Romario and he said, you ain't moving nowhere. And you should see Romario's missing that final. Nobody ever talks about it. Romario missed from 2 yards out in extra time.
Yes.
Open net.
Yeah.
Brother, but what Baresi did to him in that game, he completely shackled him. Anyway, back to Roberto Baggio, right? That World Cup was his World Cup. And you know what? Amazingly, he went to the next World Cup wearing number 18. He was in the number 10.
Yeah.
Del Piero was number 10 for Italy, right? And he made up. He scored the penalty. It wasn't really made up, but they always say he scored against Chile. He scored the penalty, right? And he has a chance against France in the quarterfinals over the shoulder volley. And it just clips the post. That would have been the ultimate moment to redeem to win that World Cup.
Yeah.
Right? But Robbie Baggio, one of the great number 10s in World Cup history, there's no doubt about it. Wonderful talent, amazing talent. Italy's greatest ever footballer, attacking footballer. Next one, we'll stick with the 94 World Cup again.
I was actually going to mention the point, sorry, about what's his name, Totti.
Yeah.
You know he's coming back.
What?
Roma. He's getting a director position again.
Yeah, definitely.
Nice story, yeah.
About time.
I'm just waiting for one more.
He is Roma.
We are waiting for one more, aren't we?
Gheorge Hagi, number 10, at the 94 World Cup. Romania getting to the quarterfinals. The Maradona of the Carpathians. Scored one of the great World Cup goals from the left wing. I think it was against Colombia at that World Cup. Wonderful talent. Great.
Who started with Hagi?
Played for Barca, played for Galatasaray was where it was his magnus opium in his career, right? But this 94, it went to the 98 World Cup. And you know, at the 98 World Cup, Romania made a deal with themselves that if they all get to the World Cup, they're going to bleach their hair blonde.
Yeah.
Sick at it, right?
They're all blonde with it.
They're all blonde, yeah, mental. Even Hagi went blonde with them as well.
Hagi went next level, though. Oh.
Unbelievable talent, man.
Oh, you see some of his videos, he's like...
Maradona of the Cup.
Yeah.
That 94 World Cup in America. Talking of that, is in America this year, so there's the irony with that. They were there.
And they're in the World Cup this year.
Yes, yeah, Romania, yeah. Good deal, all right, boys, All right. So Gheorge Hagi was the...
You know why I'm laughing?
Why?
Because you shit bastards gonna make it.
Oh, anyway, the next number 10 I've got in my list is from 1990. We're not going in chronological order, and we're not staying on Italy not making the World Cup. But first, now we move on very quickly and swiftly. Right? Lothar Matthaus at the 1990 World Cup. He's a bit different to your number 10. The number 10 role is the magician in football. The one, what? Oh my God. The greatest role. The greatest number. Oh, hey, that's a great reveal. Hey, wonderful. Great reveal there. Lothar Matthaus. For me, the greatest box-to-box midfielder in football history. Diego Maradona said he was his number one opponent. His hardest opponent.
When he comes back and plays...
Matthaus played in Maradona's shoes.
Oh, that's unbelievable. Apparently that's a fake story, you know. No, apparently that is a fake story. I don't believe it is, but someone was telling me. No. Matthaus played in Maradona's boots because...
For the tribute.
Yeah. So Maradona played in him. Yeah. And then Matthaus never changed the laces, never did anything. Yes, he trained in them. And I think there was Maradona's blood in the boots.
I don't know about that.
No, that's what they said, that the Maradona's blood's in the boots. And he's never changed the laces.
Yeah, I know that.
Matthaus goes that he only did a couple of juggles and then he goes, look, I can't do this. Matthaus was next.
I tell you, the shoe that Puma made for Lothar Matthaus on the 25th anniversary for him, right? Bad boy, white Puma King shoe, right? It's one of the best boots I've ever seen, right? Capping, right? It's a perfect
sick.
white Oh, it's a sexy football boot that was right for Lothar Matthaus. But what a player, man. Box to box, he was the man with the most World Cup appearances until Leo Messi overtook him. 25 at the time. Played in 5 World Cups. Endurance, the man was never ending.
Captain in all of them?
Captain, no. 1990 captain.
1994, 98, 2002, 4 of
No, 98, what do you call it? He didn't make that 98 World Cup.
So what, 82, 86?
86,
Wow,
he made the final.
82.
In 90, he made the final there again, yeah, and won it. That's what I'm saying. So this man was unbelievable, unreal.
82 to 2000.
And you know what? He's in the greatest team never to win the Champions League. That's another unbelievable thing about Lothar Matthaus. He never won it with Inter Milan.
Yeah. But it's the Inter team.
Even the Bayern Munich team is part 99. He's in 99. He went onto the bench. He played 85 minutes.
He did win it with Bayern though.
No, never won the European Cup, never won the Champions. Mustafa is the
greatest
player
never
to win.
sorry.
He's one of the greatest players.
Never to win though. Yeah. He was in the Hitzfeld team. He was in the Hitzfeld team.
No.
That won it in 97.
No, man, he's not in that team.
Oh, he was in Inter.
Man.
No.
They won it in
Hitzfeld. 2000.
2000, he left in 99. In 99 was his fight. No, 2001 they won it. 2000, Madrid won it against, Valencia.
So
Paris, 3-0. He retired in 2000, after Euro 2000. Lothar Matthaus, that was his
And then came back just for the 2002 World Cup.
No, he never played in the 2002 World Cup.
I'm losing my head. 82, 84.
82, 86, 90 and 94 if he was at the World Cup. Therefore, those were the 4 World Cups he played at, and that's where he made his 25 appearances.
He played in 5.
Man alive, if he played in 5 in 78, he won in 90. What do you call
it? Would have been 78, bloody hell.
I'm telling you, it's definitely not the 2002 team was Oliver Kahn, yeah? Jens Watney in centre back with, I forgot the other centre back now with him. And what do you call it? He was definitely not a full back. Like Carsten Ramelow, Bernd Schneider, what do you call it? Oliver Neuvel, Michael Ballack.
You know, he played in 2018.
Yeah, he came back for that one tribute game with his boyhood club. Anyways,
it would have been 4.
There's another number 10.
No, 5, yeah, look, 82, 86, 90, 94, 98. He was there at 98. I knew he was there at 98, you know? Yeah, maybe so. He was there at 98, yeah, maybe so.
Okay, so he played at the 98 World Cup, 5 World Cups, 25 appearances, the most before Leo Messi overtook. And now that we've mentioned Leo Messi, let's just mention him.
What a man.
Conquered the world, finally. And
could do it again.
You never know.
What a story.
I don't rule it out, the possibility. And if they do it again, does that make this Argentina the greatest international team of all time? They'll have won 2 Copa Americas, 2 World Cups, and the finalism, all 5 tournaments that they played in, with 2 back-to-back World Cups. That would make them, I think, in my opinion, the greatest international team of all time, you know. With the honours there. And the record of the unbeaten games, they overtook Italy, I think, in that little period, and Spain. And this man is the heart and fulcrum of it all.
Oh, what a man.
What a story, his Argentina story as well, where they all wrote him off so many times during his career. The first World Cup he was at in 2006, he went there as a little kid, a youngster, scored against Serbia in the 6-0 victory. He was part of the squad. In 2010, Maradona was the manager.
10 was
he didn't
you know that video is my favourite video ever.
Where he's talking to Diego and he's just doing basically they go.
The only guy who can tell Lionel Messi what to do.
And the only 2 people that could understand that conversation was Messi and Maradona. Because Maradona's explained to him, keep the ball.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You're the only 2 that can really do that well football. So that's the only time.
It's a 6 story. I love that.
Amazing,
I love that video.
You know what? I tell you something, Ryan. That's what we need to mention. Messi at that World Cup was awesome. The only thing was he didn't get.
Yeah.
Right? He was
2010.
very good at that World Cup.
Who was his 06 manager?
06 manager was Jose Beckerman.
Oh, was it Beckerman?
And Jose Beckerman at that World Cup, if you remember.
Bielsa?
When he took off.
Bielsa was 02.
02. 06 was Beckerman.
And he took him off.
He took Riquelme off, and that's what I was going to mention.
Oh, yes.
What do you call it?
For Argentina, yeah.
And that was the big thing about it when Beckerman took Riquelme off. In 2010, like I said, Diego Maradona was the manager. And where they failed at that World Cup was he just didn't have the tactics to come up against Joachim Löw.
Well, he isn't a manager, is he?
Yeah, against Germany, and he didn't even bother putting up a plan there. 2014, it was Alejandro Sabella, if I'm not mistaken, if you remember. Yeah,
Whitehead.
The Whitehead one, yeah.
He was World Cup winner.
Yes, with them
78.
Yeah, 100%. And that was a good team.
Very good team.
I think that was the second.
Maxi Rodriguez.
Maxi was Mascherano was the de facto captain. Ezequiel Lavezzi, Gonzalo Higuain, Aguero. What do you call it? Very good team. That was one of his best.
Very,
like you said, he had a good team there, man. Was it Ever Banega? He was one of the best central midfielders. One of them.
He was a Rakitic of that player.
Yeah.
Of that team.
And great team that was, right? And they were unlucky in that final against Germany. It bloody Higuain and in them 2 Copa Americas. Higuain was the man. Yeah, Palacio. Higuain was the guy that was the scourge of Messi's bloody Argentina career, if you remember. And that chance in the final, man.
What a chance.
Messi had a chance as well in the second half.
Palacios had a chance, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Palacios had one chance as well.
Yeah.
I remember watching,
no,
we watched that
Messi had a big
together.
Chance, in the second half at the
huge.
start. A lot of people don't talk about that. I think they just let him get away because he's Messi, right? And then at the 2018 World Cup, Argentina was pathetic. Remember against, what do you call it? Willy Caballero's mistake against Chips and, what's his name? Ante Rebic for
Croatia.
Buried that volley over him, and then Modric.
Who was their manager?
Who was their manager in 2018? Was what's his name?
Wasn't Sevilla.
The Chile manager, man.
Sampaoli.
Oh
yeah, it was Jorge Sampaoli. Yeah, Jorge
The
Sampaoli.
sideline and him too, running around and that. And it was a bit of a shock to everyone as well that followed international football because of what he did with Chile, taking him to two Copa Americas. Winning him, and
that's why they got him.
Yeah,
he was the best
South American coach at that time, internationally as well, right? He just didn't translate to Argentina. Great moment from that World Cup was Maradona celebrating Messi. Oh, what flipping touch, unbelievable. The touch though, eh?
What a player,
the ground, man. And right in the top wings, right?
22 is the pinnacle of his career.
The peak of this man's career, man.
Yeah,
Unbelievable, man.
The only one to touch the ball twice in the final goal of the game.
Magic man. The magic man. The magic man.
You know what? The reality is with Messi in that, it was the perfect team around the perfect magician.
That's why I said for this World Cup is the same
that
thing.
World Cup was perfect because you had Di Maria who could, mask it for a little bit if you had an off day.
This World Cup is the now same team, right? Is a continuation of what they've done already. So I think that what do you call it?
Sneijder.
Wesley Sneijder, 2010 World Cup. Let's focus on the two from that World Cup. Wesley Sneijder and Diego Forlan, the master of the Jabulani. Have you ever seen a player so randomly come into a World Cup and then just dominate?
The disrespect that guy has. Yeah,
no, but he didn't come into the World Cup where you thought.
No, but he is bad in it. He's a bad boy striker. Villarreal and
the power in his the technique he had. Villarreal, Atletico Madrid, Europa League winner, European Golden Boot winner twice. Whilst he was at Villarreal and Atletico Madrid, unreal striker. Manchester United, he played for, went to Inter Milan career as well. Won the Club World Cup with Inter Milan. Not obviously, but this World Cup was again what mastered the Jabulani, didn't it? Nobody could really get their head around the Jabulani, the way it moves and the way everything. That free kick against Ghana. Unbelievable. The goal against South Africa, unreal. A little bit of a deflection, but unbelievable goal. The volley against Germany is my favourite, mate. When they finished third place, this one, Forlan led them to third place at that World Cup.
What's his name? Robbed him of the World Cup that year. Suarez.
No, he didn't. Why did Suarez rob him of it? He saved him. He kept him in it, if anything. They won the bloody, they won Ghana at the back of that. Obviously, I know he got suspended, he missed, but he had to do it, he had to save his nation. I would do the same thing if I was in the same position. I think anyone would do it. What went against Suarez was him weighing in the bloody tunnel. And he started celebrating, but you do that as well. No, he celebrated Asamoah Gyan's. It's very unsportsmanlike. The guy just missed a penalty. He could have taken his country through as well. It is very, but you do the same.
It's a nice story, that though, the Ghana story.
Unbelievable that it was him. I love that edit. That is my favourite TikTok edit now of all time. When did they ask that guy? Remember, man, in Ghana, they come with that guy. They asked him, easy chair or something, man. He goes, Asamoah Gyan. That's a bad boy edit. Right? So you got Diego Forlan, the master of the Jabulani. Unbelievable. Wonderful World Cup, right? Dominated it. Wow. I still remember, man, watching every game of Uruguay just for him at that World Cup. He was unreal at that World Cup. Wesley Sneijder, one of the great individual seasons of a career ever. The guy did the treble with Inter Milan and then led his country, winning the Golden Boot, joint Golden Boot at that World Cup with 5 goals, scoring the winner against Brazil in the quarterfinals.
Forlan.
Wesley Sneijder, brother, after winning the treble with Inter Milan,
the
then
greatest
winning the
robbery
Golden Boot. For me, I always say it's the greatest Ballon d'Or robbery. No, that was it. How can you win a treble as the main guy, alright, alongside Diego Milli? But for me, he's the creative fulcrum of that Inter Milan team. Without him, they're not winning the bloody treble, right? He's that important to them. Unbelievable he was, right? And
then Diego talks about it as well.
The most important thing. And look, the boy for 16, 17 million, I'm sure 25 when the whole transfers went out. It's like 20, something like that. One of the great bargains of all time. Of all time in transfer history, right?
And he was snubbed by Madrid as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Unbelievable. And then to go to that World Cup, right? And if it wasn't for Robin missing that chance, he could be a World Cup winner. Casillas is wonderful. Say one of the great saves of World Cup history, man.
Do you remember the story of that day?
Yes, I do.
I got beat in the shit.
We are told you don't need to tell everyone. Forget.
You know what the funny story is?
What?
Spain are not doing the
Yeah, I know. You got your glory in the end, didn't you? You nearly got beaten up by me as well for Spain. In Germany.
Yeah, and 2012.
No, 2012, I didn't do nothing to that was dominance, man.
No, it was
Mom goes, what are you crying for?
I don't remember. We listened to it on the radio.
No, I watched it.
You watched it and I listened to it on the radio.
I watched it, I was watching it. I watched the game, Mom walked in, she goes, carry on, eh? Tuki Kalabsi. But nothing now when they walked in. Cause nothing with you. Mom don't care, huh? James Rodriguez, 2018 World Cup.
Are we ending on that?
And we were talking about this. No, we're going to end on Modric and Mbappe. Mbappe breaking records. He's missed the World Cup right now. There's no doubt about it. He's my favourite player. What?
Is he missing the World Cup?
He's missed the World Cup right now. He's 3 goals of breaking the bloody World Cup record.
He
got 8 at the last World Cup. 4 at his first World Cup. He's the second teenager to score in a World Cup final after Pele. The second man to score a World Cup hat-trick, final hat-trick with Jeff Hurst. Unbelievable.
Talk about Jeff Hurst.
Yeah.
He is up leading Jeff Hurst.
They are with Jeff Hurst, yeah. So, we'll keep just 30 seconds for the Adhan and then we continue and finish off.
Freya hasn't come.
Yeah, no, they're not going to go.
Good move. How the hell do they get money from him?
اللهم رب هذه الدعوة التامة والصلاة القائمة على سيدنا محمد الوسيلة والفضيلة وزر الرفيع وابعث مقاما محمودا الذي وعدته وارزقنا شفاعته يوم القيامة برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. Yeah, going back now, 2018 World Cup, Kylian Mbappe announced himself. What's that?
I think it's a gift thing.
Okay. Kylian Mbappe announced himself at the 2018 World Cup, going into the 2022 World Cup. He just carried it on, led his unbelievable, man. One of the greatest performances of all time, that final. I'll tell you right now.
What's my real opinion now?
What?
He's going to have an absolutely horrific World Cup this year. I honestly do think he will. You know why? Because of the thing that's going on around him. Like this whole...
That's where he's going to step out to show everyone that he's got his mentality. I
can't see them winning it, by the way. You know what I'm going to say, obviously. But
sticking on Mbappe there, yeah? I'm massive Mbappe supporter.
You are.
Like,
you always have been.
I've got a feeling like he's going to obviously eventually... he definitely will show everyone up eventually. A lot of people like talking by now.
I don't understand why people do though, man.
Well, he's unlucky, innit?
What's left to prove?
In the last 5 years, to win the last 4 of the 5 champions, he played for them.
Yeah.
And he's me Barbie. So he's unlucky in his coincidence. Ironic if he Luka Modric. Unbelievable.
Or is he the reason?
Led his nation to the World Cup final.
Do
we revise about Luka Modric? What we say about him usually, we always put him just a bit below Pirlo, but when you look at his overall career and who he played for, and the nation that he plays for...
To me, he's on the same table as Pirlo, Xavi, Iniesta.
One of the greatest midfielders we've ever seen. And what he did with Croatia there in that World Cup, unbelievable.
So that type of midfielder, them four would be on a one table.
Possibly, yeah, he's there with them 100%. He was wonderful. He's amazing. World Cup golden ball at the. You know, in the last 5 World Cups, the number 10 has won the golden ball. Zinedine Zidane, who we're going to finish on. We haven't even done Zidane yet. Basically.
We did.
No, we didn't.
We touched on him, yeah.
2006 Zidane, 2010 Forlan, 2014 Messi, 2018 Modric, 2022 Messi, right? 2018 Modric, who we're talking about, unbelievable. Then he took him to the semi-finals in the Qatar World Cup. They got to the semi-finals as well. A nation of only 5.1 million people, if I'm not mistaken, right? And this man is the president of that nation, mate. The president of that.
He is Mr. Nation.
He is Mr. Croatia. Wonderful player, unbelievable, unreal. And one of his great World Cup moments was that goal against Argentina in the 2018 World Cup. Very identical to his goal against Manchester United in the Champions League round of 16 when Mourinho brought him off the bench. Very, very identical. He drops the shoulder, sells a defender, and then goes in off the post. Unbelievable shot. Great player. And we'll end on the man, our favourite player of all time, probably, if we were to pick one between ourselves.
My favourite.
The magician, the genius, the most elegant footballer I've ever watched in my life. The man who dominated 2 World Cups. Right? Arguably, maybe if this man didn't get the fit in 98, possibly he might not have won the 98 World Cup. 2006, he lost the World Cup. Italy didn't win it. Zidane handed them that World Cup, unbelievable. And for me, I said this before to you last time, it's my favourite World Cup image ever, probably my favourite image in football ever. Zinedine Zidane walking past the World Cup, taking off his
head down
and he's taking off his wristband and he just throws it away. And it's just that image of his head down right back next to the World Cup, that he didn't give up his honour, he didn't give up his pride, his dignity as a man, as who he is, for the one thing that he craved the most. You know, after that final, such was, the guy still had enough about him, right? Still had enough about him. He took his shirt off and he wrote a message to Alessandro Del Piero.
His best mate, once upon a time.
And that's the second favourite image of mine in World Cup history. Del Piero looks like he's about to cry when he's looking at that ear.
We heard him talk about it. Yes, he's like a little kid talking about
it. Brother, come on, man.
It's a sick story, that.
The man who dominated that World Cup.
Giving it to...
For every winner of that World Cup, he could have given it to his boy R9.
At that point, he was a has-been, innit? Del Piero.
No, man. He's just won the World Cup. Scored the goal for Germany. He's a all time.
He wasn't the 98, 97.
Maybe that's why Zidane remembered the original Del Piero. He knew what Del Piero was all about.
He took Del Piero.
Sorry, the message he wrote was to my old friend.
Yeah, to my old friend.
Well done. Congratulations on winning the World Cup.
Who gives a shit about
him? To have that much about him, right? That much about him in that moment, it just shows the class.
Of
him as a man, as a human being, right? 98 World Cup. His face beamed on the Arc de Triomphe after scoring the 2 headers. Not just scoring 2 headers. Brother, he dominated that final. Anyone go watch his individual highlights.
He dominated the World Cup. Other than obviously the 3 games that he missed.
That's what people always say about it, right? Because he missed them 3 games. He stamps on the guy.
Saudi.
Yeah. 2002 World Cup, he actually came in injured. He only played 1 game. If I'm not